Since the shutdown started, we've heard people voice their frustrations about the shutdown in Congress. Now, as Peter mentioned, a new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows just how angry they are. Chuck Todd is NBC News political director, chief White House correspondent. Chuck, good morning.
Good morning.
People don't like Washington, but there is one party that's getting more of the blame, according to this poll. Our pollsters called it jaw-dropping.
It is. Look, the shutdown has been, there's no sugarcoating this, an unmitigated political disaster for the GOP. Here is who's to blame. Nearly 53% blame congressional Republicans for this. Just 31% blame President Obama. During the 95 shutdown, Republicans always got more blame, but they never crossed 50%. This is something unprecedented even for a shutdown politics.
And there's a question about who puts political interests first, and the Republicans fare badly on that question as well.
Very badly. You look at this, 70% in our survey said that congressional Republicans were picking politics over the country. This includes even 40% of Republicans. President Obama, 51% say he's picking politics over the country, but it's nowhere near where Republicans are.
And we see these results shot through this poll. Let's talk about the Republican Party in general. If midterm elections were being held next month instead of next year, what might we see?
Well, I would say this. The only good news in this poll is the date. It's October 2013, not October 2014. This negative view of the Republican Party in our poll, 25-year history of this poll, it has never been lower than this, 53% negative view for the Republican Party. And then when you look at the matchup in Congress between Democrats and Republicans, who would you like to control Congress? Democrats have an 8-point lead. Democrats haven't had a lead like this in 4 years, since the honeymoon sort of 6-week period after President Obama was inaugurated. This is what this shutdown has done to the Republican Party.
At the same time, President Obama, he's hanging in there in this poll. However, people do not like this position, I won't negotiate.
The only talking point that Republicans have successfully sold to the American public is that one. Why won't you negotiate, Mr. President? But barely. Look at this. 43% they think the president should negotiate. 40% no. Most of the things we've seen in this poll, though, Democrats have rallied around the president. But Republicans, particularly non-Tea Party Republicans, are basically backing off the Republican Party. And that's why this shutdown is playing the way it is.
And very quickly, as Peter mentioned, politicians do their own polls. These polls are flying around Capitol Hill. Is that why we're seeing movement suddenly?
Not to sit there and say our poll is the one that is suddenly creating a sense of urgency, but our poll, because it's conducted by campaign pollsters, no other major poll is done this way.
Republican and Democrat.
Republican and Democrat. This one sent shockwaves last night. The urgency to just suddenly flip the switch on this among Republicans is at its highest point that we've seen in weeks.
Chuck Todd, thank you so much. Appreciate it.